Good morning, Knights, and welcome back to the Night's Watch. I am Selma.
And I'm Zena.
This is a daily show that airs at the beginning of Block 2. The Night's Watch is a show made by students for students to keep everyone up to date with everything Queenie.
Today is a special day. We have special guests who will be presenting some awards, as well as Rin Lawrence, a prior Queenie teacher and current Edmonton public consultant for sexual orientation and gender identity, or SOGI for short.
Quick few announcements before we invite our guests.
Any student who would like a new grad insert should come and see Mr. Sloan. I made a spelling mistake and had some new ones printed. Thank you to Dorothy Gomes for kindly pointing this out.
As well, any students who have received honors with distinction, or a grade award can come and pick up their certificates in student services. See Mr. Sloan or Miss Yan.
Athletic banquet tickets now on sale at the main office.
They are being sold at lunch and after school. The banquet begins at 5 p.m. on Wednesday the 15th in the Queenie Main Gymnasium.
Students are required to return all their textbooks before the end of the school year. Outstanding book charges will be assigned to your fees.
Please bring your textbook to the library before your final exam.
The library will issue you a green exam pass for textbooks.
You must present this slip to the exam proctor upon entering of your exam.
Don't forget, you must pay and clear any overdue/late charges or lost books before you will be assigned your green exam pass.
And now, we would like to invite Mr. Herrera, who has a special message for everyone, and then back to Miss Phoebe, who will be telling you a little more about today's special guests.
Good morning, everyone. I wanted to take this special occasion where we have everybody tuning in and also a couple of other shout outs to really give a huge shout out to the Night's Watch team. Every single day this year, we've had a crew that's been behind the scenes and in front of the camera, keeping us all up to date with everything Queenie on a show made by students and for students. And it has been just an amazing ride. For the first year that we've been able to do live every single day video, honestly, it's been amazing to see what they've been able to do. So I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody. If you see any of the anchors, any of the techs in the hallways, please give them a high five, a socially distanced high five. I don't know if we're still doing that, but just want to give a huge shout out for that. The other thing that I wanted to say is, if you want to be a part of this team next year, next Tuesday, there's going to be an interest meeting in my room. So please make sure that you stop by if you want to be in front of camera. If you want to be behind the scenes, running the live video, all of that stuff, please come find me. Come to my room at lunch on Tuesday, and we're going to talk a little bit about how we can do that, because we want to hit the ground running next year, and we want to make sure that we continue to do as much of an awesome job as everybody has done this year. So again, huge shout out to the Night's Watch team. Everybody has done an amazing job this year. And now I'm going to pass it back to Miss Bibi to continue with the rest of today's show. Thanks, everyone.
Hi, everyone. I am so pleased to be here today. We have a few special guests that we're going to be introducing, and we have a couple of fabulous presentations that we are going to be providing some rewards to a few of our students. We're going to talk a little bit about the Ellis Dawn Black Alliance Excellence in Leadership Foundation. This program aims to encourage youth across Canada to share their vision of a future without racism and bring light all intersectional issues that stem from racism. Through this effort, we hope to engage students in meaningful dialogue about how they see racism manifest in their own lives and what steps they can take toward a less hateful and more prosperous future for all of us. As part of the program, youth from across Canadian schools came together to create different mediums of their choice, from nonfiction to poetry, writing, and we have some of our students who won some of these major awards, so we are very excited to speak about them today. Two of our students are national winners for their spoken word poetry, and we are pleased to have a special guest here to present the students with their awards. Isabella Naba, she's one of the founding members and executive vice presidents of the Abil Foundation. She is also the corporate communications manager for Ellis Dawn Corporation, managing the internal and external communications for the company's Canadian, Middle East, North Africa, US, and Latin American presence. Born and raised in Uganda, East Africa, Isabel moved to Canada in 2013 and is passionate about the inclusion of all in her job and community. Her hope is that one day, Abil Foundation's work that we do today will make changes and make the change she and her team want to see in future leaders. And I know many of you have heard me say this before, and I know one of our students here that's going to be with Isabel in a second. I have told you all many times, you're not leaders of tomorrow, you are all leaders of today. And what you do today is going to shape our future. So thank you for your continued efforts, everybody in this school, for being leaders and being knights. So I will pass it over to Isabel Onaba and her special guest here, Aisha.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Such a great introduction. And here I have Aisha, who was one of our students from Elliston who came over and was in our Edmonton area office for a couple of months here. And Aisha, how was your experience? Did you enjoy it? Did you love it?
Yeah, 100% I would recommend this to like other students in the future. So speak to Ms. Vivi if you're interested because it's such a great opportunity.
Thank you so much, Aisha. It was so nice to have you in the Edmonton area office. I enjoyed seeing you pretty much every day.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for participating in this year's Shaping the Future sponsorship program. On behalf of the ABLE Foundation, I'm here with great pride and pleasure to congratulate you and all the other students who took part for their remarkable work in showing what a future without racism looks like. You, along with inspiring students across Canada, have helped us take a step toward shaping a future that's free of hate and discrimination. For your contributions, your creativity, your enthusiasm, and hard work, we thank you. We thank your school, the staff, your families and friends who you could not have done this without and helped you along the way to submit these amazing, amazing works that so many of us were just blown away by. So thank you.
Thank you.
And as part of my time here today, I'm here to give some awards on behalf of the ABLE Foundation to some of our winners and some of your winners, and hopefully this will continue and we'll have more and more as the years go by. So for the regional award, first place is for discussing the uncomfortable that was done by Salim, Sufi, and Muhammad Yusuf. They actually won a total award value of $3,500, and each student gets $1,750. So congratulations, Muhammad Yusuf. Thanks so much for your participation. And I'm going to move on to a couple more here. I'd like to congratulate for the assaults on Black women based on their hair by Ida Amaglo. She gets the Regional Award Recognition of Excellence and a total award value of $250. Congratulations, Ida. And then for the Regional Award Recognition of Excellence for Hear Our Voices, we have Maya Budinsky, Ruth Mogues, and Frankie Zhang, who have a total award value of $750, with each student getting $250. Congratulations. Thank you so much for your participation in the ABLE Shaping the Future Award celebration. And we hope to have so many more from you. And thank you so much for having me and for Lisa for participating and for helping us make this a success.
Perfect. Oh, what a fabulous day to have some celebrations here. Isabel, thank you so much for being here from Elliston and the ABLE Foundation. This is such a meaningful opportunity for students. So again, a little shout out to all of you, students who would like to participate in this next year. You just heard there is some cash prizes available for this, for winning. It's incredible. So what we're hoping is that you will reach out to me. There'll be some notifications next September that we can start this planning and this process early. And we can continue the work that we're already doing here at Queenie. Speaking of legacies and speaking of Queenie, it is Pride. We are so happy that we are having this wonderful celebration today. I'll tell you a little bit more about our celebration in a moment, But what I would like to do is, you know me, I'm Miss BB. You should know me by now. My chosen pronouns are she, her. And I would like to introduce you to a very special guest, somebody who is, like we say, once a night, always a night. Rin Lawrence is back with us today. We are so happy to have Rin with us. And Rin is part of the Division SOGI team. So SOGI stands for Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity. The division is proud of its commitment to support our sexual and gender minority, our LGBTQ students, staff, and families through our policies, regulations, and ongoing opportunities for so many meaningful connections and the engagement that they bring. So, Rin, I thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, maybe if you just want to introduce yourself a little bit today, and welcome back and happy Pride.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Rin Lawrence. Most of the students at the school know me just as Lawrence. I use he, him pronouns, and I was a teacher here for 6 years, which I was tallying this morning when somebody asked me. So, yeah, sorry, your question was just introduce myself? Yeah, that's me.
Say a little shout out.
I'm now a diversity consultant. I work downtown at the Big Blue Building, and I go out to schools and I help with anything that schools need related to sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. Sometimes that's GSAs, sometimes that's pride stuff, sometimes that's students that want to talk to somebody. That's my job. So it's a pretty exciting job.
It is an exciting job. And it's nice to have our division consultants here out in the schools again. And especially because Rin's a knight, right?
Yeah.
Lawrence is a knight, part of Queenie. So now I'm just wondering, what are some of the other things that you do within your role that help support students and staff?
Yeah, I do lots of things. So the number one thing I do is consultation. So any staff member in the division can reach out to me and I can come to a school, I can chat, I can talk, we can brainstorm. I help sometimes set up activities or even just kind of like talk through stuff that's going on. I also do presentations and give information about SOGI stuff. And I do some resource creation too. So I make various, cheat sheets and information sheets and that kind of stuff.
Amazing. So now I'm wondering, you coming back into the school, how does it feel to be back home?
Oh, it's so nice. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I love Queenie and it's so nice to see so many of my students around. I had lots of people stopping me in the hallway saying, hey, it's great to see you. So that was wonderful. All of the decor is amazing for Pride. It's wonderful. It's very brightly colored. I saw shout out to Miss Bowman, who is dressed the brightest out of everybody I saw today.
I love it.
So yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be back. It's wonderful to be invited in.
Perfect. So now maybe moving on to a few things about QSA. And I know that you were one of the founding members here of our QSA team. And I'm just wondering if you could talk a little bit about QSA in schools and what that means and how we can create safe spaces for all students here at our school.
Yeah, for sure. QSA at Queenie was actually running before I showed up, but I certainly got involved right away, and it was a lot of fun. We've had various activities in QSA over the years. In the division as a whole, we have lots of our schools call them GSAs, Gender and Sexuality Alliances. Lots of them call them QSAs. I typically say GSA, so if that's what I say, that's what I mean.
All right.
We have them in all of our schools, kindergarten to grade 12. Some schools still don't have them, but most of our schools did. Unfortunately, COVID had an impact on all clubs.
Everything.
But lots of them are back up and running, especially through Pride Week here. We've seen a lot of them doing lots of different activities. And QSA and GSA can be anything they need to be, right? And typically, what we see them as is a safe space, a place for allyship, a place where people can come together and support each other, and sort of work on everything that needs to happen in a specific building in order to build that safe space. And that looks different at different schools, right? At some schools, that means we need to bring some books in. At some schools, that means we need some education. At some schools, that means we just want to, throw a party and have some fun, right? And GSA can be all of those things.
Okay, wonderful. Now, for me, sometimes I struggle with knowing chosen pronouns, right? And so I know that I go by she, her, but sometimes I make mistakes. Is that something that's okay?
Everybody makes mistakes.
Okay.
Everybody gets it wrong. I get it wrong, and it's my
Okay.
job.
Okay. Good.
So
That's good to know.
what you got to do though is first off we have to ask in a respectful way. So you asked me to introduce myself. So when I introduced myself, I said, "Hi, my name's Rin Lawrence. I use he, him pronouns." So I've told you my pronouns.
Okay.
So then when we mess up, I'm going to back up. So if I didn't do that, if I didn't tell you, then it would be totally appropriate for you in a nice, kind of semi-private way to say, "Hey, what are your pronouns? I just want to make sure I'm calling you the right thing." That's a totally respectful question. As long as we don't do that like hugely publicly in front of a bunch of people and put somebody on the spot. We don't want to do that.
Right.
We want to do it in a respectful way. But once we know somebody's pronouns, if we get it wrong, the only thing we have to do is correct ourselves out loud. Out loud's the key part.
Okay.
Because when we do it out loud, we have validated that person by using the right pronouns. And we start to change our verbal habit. Because so much of it is habit, and it's our perception, and it's assumption 9 times out of 10.
Okay.
And so
okay.
by correcting out loud, we validate and we work on our mouth part, right?
Which really helps because as adults, we make mistakes all the time too. And so, you know what? This is a safe place for all of us to make those mistakes and begin to learn and grow and just be good humans. So my next question is on allyship. This word ally, I kind of want to know a little bit more about what that means and how, if you're kind of wanting to get involved or just want to know what being an ally means, what is that? What is it?
Yeah, so being an ally is somebody who stands up for everybody's rights. And when we use allyship, when we're talking about SOGI, we're talking about sexual and gender diversity, yes. But in the work that I do as a diversity consultant, I work on the anti-racism team. And we use allyship to talk about everybody, right? Allyship is about standing up for someone whose rights are not being respected. And that can be much more than SOGI. Yeah, that word kind of originated when we're talking about SOGI, but it's global, it's universal. And so allyship is about action. And we have this phrase in SOGI, we say ally is a verb. It's not a noun. It's the things we do. It's the things we say. It's standing up for the person next to us. It's ensuring that everybody feels welcome, everybody feels included, everybody has space. And that's all the time. That's the other thing about allyship. It's not just during Pride. It's not just during Black History Month. It's not just during Asian History Month or Indigenous History Month. It's all the time. We are an ally every day, every action, all the time.
I think that was my favorite statement that I've heard so far this week is that we are allies all the time. Can't turn it on and off. It's you are an ally. You are a good, kind human. We are supporting all. So now with Queenie, before we get into the special events that are going to happen out in the front of the school, I'm just wondering, what legacy do you hope that you have left here at Queenie High School?
Oh, that's such a big
You're
word,
right.
Miss Phoebe.
Legacy.
Legacy. You use that word, I was like, oh.
And I want to say that because I do feel as though you have left a legacy here. And I want you to know that because as students are walking down the hall, just speaking to you and saying hello, they feel safe. And we do as well. And you are always welcome because this is a home for you. And once a night, always a night. But what legacy do you think that has been the legacy that you have hoped to have left here?
The first thing that comes to mind is empowerment.
Mm.
I hope that I have, in the time that I was here, empowered the staff and the students that I had the pleasure of touching and being a part of their lives. Of course, there's many students in the building now that I've never had the chance to meet. I've never had the chance to teach. But I hope that those of you that do know me are empowered to do allyship and to stand up for everybody's rights and to ensure that everybody feels welcome and included. And that you know from me and from being around me and knowing who I am, that that's really important. And we need to ensure that we empower other people. So it's not just about, Lawrence was my teacher or Lawrence was, the teacher across the hall from me and I totally know them. Take that empowerment that you got and pass it on. Empower the person next to you, empower your friends, empower, the other people in your class to do this work too. And then that grows.
Thank you. My heart is full that you are here and you are back as a Queenie Knight. And we are so excited just to have you here in the school again. Now, Students, staff, everybody, there's going to be some special events out in the main foyer and the main entrance. There's going to be some music. We have a special guest here, Evan from Firefly. And
Evan's awesome. Go
Evan
say
is
hi.
so great. Go and say hi. We have some stickers. And guess what? I have unicorn cupcakes and I have rainbow lollipop suckers and candies that I'm going to be giving away if you come up to me and can give me something that you have learned from one of the posters on the school. We have numerous posters from notable figures in history and current politicians to sports analysts to everybody, to some celebrities and music artists. So if you can find one fact from one of those posters and come and tell me, I will give you a free candy or a free cupcake. Okay, so that will be out in the main area. We are going to have some music and celebration and just enjoy each other's company to celebrate Pride. It's a beautiful day outside today. So today, is there anything you would like to leave us with here today, Ren?
I think nothing off the top of my head. I was gonna say I'll be around for a while too, and I'll be sure to be out there as well. And
Awesome.
come say hi. I'd love to chat if anybody wants to chat with me.
Perfect.
Anything to leave with? Y'all are awesome.
You are, every one of you. You are all awesome. We love you and happy Pride. I will see you out in the front area. We are 5 minutes till go. So remember, find some of those fun facts. Come say hi to Rin and Evan down here. And man, cupcakes are always fun, especially when they're unicorns. You are all unicorns and special. We love you. See you later.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.